Hi, do you have a minute? I want to teach you about dietary fats because they're kind of confusing, but understanding more about them can help you make healthier choices. There are two main types of dietary fats, saturated and unsaturated. And the main difference between the two is their molecular structure. Saturated fats are basically flat, but unsaturated fats have a double bond in the middle. Why does this matter? Since unsaturated fats don't have the double bond, it's easy for them to stack on top of each other. This is why saturated fats are mostly solid at room temperature. Think butter and lard. Unsaturated fats don't stack as neatly, so they're liquid at room temperature, like olive oil and canola oil. Yes, canola oil is an unsaturated fat, and it's not toxic, but I can do a video on that another time. Unsaturated fats have been linked to better heart health. With saturated fats, it's a little more complicated. Older research found that they could lead to plaque in your arteries and increase your risk of heart disease. But newer research has found it might not have as big of an impact as we once thought. This is when it's important to zoom out and think about the foods as a whole. A diet that's centered around high saturated fat foods like meat and dairy is associated with a lot of different chronic diseases. And diets that are centered around unsaturated fats, which tend to be more plant-based, can lower your risk for said chronic diseases. This does not mean you need to completely avoid one or the other. It's all about balance. Think about foods that are high in unsaturated fat like meat, butter, and full-fat dairy as a treat. They're something to enjoy every so often, rather than something that takes center stage on your plate. And in terms of how much of your diet should be made up of dietary fat, think like a quarter. I'm very glad we've left behind the low-fat days of the 90s, but swinging the pendulum the other way with really high-fat diets like keto and Atkins is not the vibe either. I like thinking about nutrition in a food-first way, rather than isolating a food down to one specific nutrient, which I feel like I should unpack a bit more, so follow along for that video next. Thanks for watching.